Welcome back to Forever Young. You're here with Owen Dalkey, Aaron Paulus, Anders Weisbeck, and Noah Beavers. We're just going to start it off talking about fall sports and how things went. They're just going to give you kind of a rundown.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last been on the podcast, but with the transitioning of the 2 weeks between fall sports and winter sports, we haven't really missed a lot. With that being said, cross country, Quinlan Funk placed 7th, and Riley Rickert placed 20th.
Let's go.
So yeah, we're continuing to improve. Quinlan has 1 more year, and then Riley Rickert has 2 more years. So exciting for next year, their last year together.
Yeah, and volleyball. It was a tough loss in sub-state, but I mean it was good. I mean, for the seniors, you know, it's just sad for them. But for the next year, I think they're going to be looking to be pretty good, and yeah, it'll be fun. It was exciting this year.
Yep, and then we had football. It was a good season. We lost to Norton in the first round. I don't remember the score, but it was a close game most of the time. Congrats to all the seniors, and yep, good luck to the underclassmen coming up. So yeah.
We're just gonna now just kind of talk about how. Well, I'm just gonna give you kind of a talk about how winter sports is starting up and how we're really gonna start needing the support back, kind of for how fall sports was. You know, we're gonna need the hype. We're gonna need you guys to bring it, all the support. We really appreciate that stuff, and don't be afraid to talk to people about how the teams are looking. We got wrestling and basketball starting up, and it should be good seasons for both sports. So we're now going to introduce our special guest, college commit D1 KU Lauryn Vogt.
Yeah.
So pretty exciting.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So you committed to KU, right? Like official commitment.
Yeah,
Like-
and then I'll sign next year.
Next year. Okay. So like why did you choose KU?
I chose KU because when I went for my visit, they were very supportive. They have multiple resources for student athletes, and yeah, I just felt like support and love from the team and coaches and everything. So
That's good. So when did you start swimming?
I started doing swim lessons and swimming when I was age 5.
Oh wow.
And then I think I started doing meets and swimming competitively around 7 or 8.
Hey. It's pretty young.
And you were also on swim team through middle school and probably elementary school, right?
Yeah, I did Hillsborough Rec, so I did that, and then I also did club swim. So
How many clubs have you been a part of throughout the years?
I've actually swam for I guess 2 teams, but I swam for the same coach the whole time I've been swimming. The first club that I swam for was in Newton, and we were the Newton Nitros. But then, in 3 years ago, I think, my coach moved to Wichita, and so I still swim for him. But we're the Nitros of Kansas. So
Dang, Wichita, you drive there?
yeah, I gotta practice every day.
Every
Every
day.
day?
The gas money. Cannot imagine
Yeah.
that. Today's economy. But yeah, dang, that's commitment. Last year at state, you had a pretty good meet. What was it, tie the state record, or did you break it?
I tied the state record.
Valid. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
valid. Yeah, that's
Are your times looking up this year, to beat the record?
Yeah, I since volleyball, I don't swim in many meets during volleyball, but I have a big one coming up, so we'll see how that goes. And then yeah, I'm planning hopefully to break it. We'll see if I do. You only get 2 events, so we'll see if I do 50 free again, but probably will.
So how does before you swim, what do you do to get ready for a meet?
Before I swim, so I usually have a energy drink that I take, and then I do stretches, mobility stuff before warm up, stuff like that. And then before a specific race, 50 free, I would do jump ropes or just jumping jacks to get the adrenaline going and your heart racing so that you're ready to go.
So for the Hillsborough and Marion team, what's the longest you've swam for a warm up for a 100, 200, the longest there and back? Because I know you guys do crazy practices. Oh no, during practice.
Oh, what? For high school, I think we've done 500 or 400 for
So or tell us about like the hardest workout you've done, or like the most intense thing you had to do.
There's a lot. The other day at practice, we did 30 75s, which is 3 lengths. And I was on like a 58-second interval. And they're with fins, short fins. So, yeah. And like sets like that, you don't get much rest. So you're just kind of swimming for 30 minutes. So those are pretty hard. And then another set that we do is like we have test set days. So we'll do like a sprint warm up and then some kicks. And then we'll do like 1200 sprint on an interval, and you just try to hold like a pretty fast like pace.
So how many meters or yards, whatever you guys use, do you swim per practice on average usually?
I would say probably 3,000 to 5,000 a practice.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah.
And so you swim every day for club, or at least practice. So, like, are you ever, like, worn out? Like, you're just, like, the next day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after what you're telling us about, like, I would be done. I don't think I could go.
Yeah. After volleyball, like, during volleyball season, I would just go swim for, like, an hour. And, like, that's during the beginning of the season, so it's kind of just, like, working into stuff. You're not doing the harder sets yet. But, like, when I'm going every day of the week, you know, like, some days you'll take, like, after a few weeks, you'll take a day off just to recover. But I definitely get like tired and stuff, but I take like ice baths sometimes, and those help.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So I know for basketball, they have over Christmas break. It's like crazy practices. Is it kind of like that with swimming? Like, do you have a lot of practice?
Yeah, we get like Thanksgiving off, Christmas Eve, Christmas off, but other than that, just like, and during breaks usually like 2 days, so in the morning and the evening.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the podcast and talking to us about just swimming in general. You do some crazy stuff. I don't think any of us here. I mean, some of us were a part of swim team, and even then, like, I'm gassed after like
And lifeguard training.
The
farthest we swam was like 300. I almost died. My back was so sore for like literally 3 days afterwards. I don't know.
I remember recertification. I remember I was with Duncan and Matt, and they had to use their arms. and like Duncan was like a swimmer, like almost committed to college, and he's like the tread.
Definitely something you have to like stay. Like I've done it since I was young, so I'm used to doing it. And you have to be like committed and dedicated to doing it. So.
Oh yeah. Well, what's the longest like time off you taken from swimming?
My freshman year of high school, I was doing like basketball, volleyball, and swimming, and I had mono and a shoulder injury during that time. So that was rough. And I think I took like the most I've taken off is probably 2 weeks, but during that time I wasn't practicing very much.
Right.
So,
Dang,
like,
only 2
twice
weeks.
a week probably.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Flipping it over to like the school education side, what's your favorite class that you take?
My favorite class, I would say AV. Obviously, I love that class. Get to use a lot of creativity and just get involved with the community and hype. So.
Yeah.
Do you feel like our school kind of like supports like your individual swimming and your team swimming a lot? Like, you can be very honest here.
I feel a lot of support from the community and obviously the school who got high school swimming going. But yeah.
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 And what's your plans like after high school to study or major in? Do you know that yet? Or?
I've looked at like sports science, and like specifically like I've kind of looked at radiology.
Oh yeah.
Being a radiologist. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think that's all we have. Turn back kind of towards the podcast. Yeah, it's kind of in between, so we didn't really have much today because there's not really sports going on. But I think I can speak for all of us, we're really excited for basketball and wrestling to get started. All three of these guys are going to be on the basketball team, and you'll probably see me in the student section getting hyped. Hopefully not getting yelled at, but we'll see. But yeah, we're super excited. We're looking to do another episode probably 2 or 3 weeks once basketball gets going. When's the first game? 2 weeks from
December 6th,
today?
I think. Yeah. December 6th at home. Be there for Sterling.
Yeah, be there. Yeah, well, with that being said, I think that's all we have today.
Thank you, Lauryn.
All right, thanks for
having me.
having me.
Yeah, that was fun.